planning is for old people, right? Wrong. This is a complete misconception. In fact, retirement planning is for young people, and the earlier you start, the better. Experts will tell you that the best time to start planning for retirement is the day you get your very first paycheck. On this episode of JN Talking Wealth, we chat with Hugh Reid, General Manager of JN Life Insurance Company, about retirement planning while young. But before that, let's turn our attention to the spotlight.
Retirement should start as you start working. As you start earning, you start plan for retirement. Like persons who just leave high school and they want to start, it's best to start early. University also, retirement is not for old people. They can't plan for retirement when you're old. So preparation starts very early in life.
They must have retirement when you're 65 or 66. So no retirement time now? Yeah, in my age.
Because if you realize that if you actually reach your goal in life at a certain age and you decide you want to stop work, you shouldn't have a cap or age limit to that. I feel like once you're successful at a certain age, you can stop work if you want to stop work and do work.
I think 25 is a good age. Good age to start. You can never start too early.
So no, retirement plan is not for old people. It's a great thing to have, one, and the age, let me say, I wouldn't put an age to it, but as soon as you start work, you start put away a little something for say yes, it's a for rainy day, this is a retirement thing.
30. No, you have to retire when time you're young still, you know. Because it don't make sense to work until all. But nowadays it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, it get harder and harder. When I get old, you got to retire, you know. But 30 age, retirement for me still.
A good age to start planning for retirement would be maybe 25. And I don't think it's for old people, no.
Hi, Mr. Reid. How you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Well, I'm very, very happy to hear that. And I know part of the reason you're wonderful is because you're set for life, right? Retirement planning is important.
True. As well as being blessed and highly favored.
Ah, very good to hear. So, a lot of people, especially young people in their 20s, may be thinking, you know, I'm young, retirement is 40 years away. Right now is the time to live my life and have fun and party. And I don't really need to think about retirement planning right now. But why is it important for even young people to start focusing on that?
I would encourage young people to speak with their parents and to other persons who are in their retirement years. And I can hazard a guess that most of those persons have experienced a reduction in their standard of living. And the reason for that is that having moved into retirement, they no longer have, for example, that wage and that salary that they were getting. Most people don't realize that in a occupational pension fund, there's a maximum payout for pension, 75% of your taxable salary at the time of retirement. That's the maximum.
75%.
75. That means automatically, if you're relying on your pension alone, there's a 25% reduction in your income.
Right.
And more than likely in your standard of living. The other thing that young people need to realize is there is, to some extent, a fallacy that when you're retired, your expenses reduce. That may be true because you don't have to go to work, you travel less.
Your children may be grown by then.
But there are other expenses, like health expenses,
right,
for example,
medical,
which are going to be much higher when you retire. And if you are not financially prepared, you are going to struggle, you are going to suffer.
Right. All right. So if you are in your 20s and you're thinking, I have 40 years to plan for retirement, let's talk about compound interest. What is it and what can that do over that long period of time?
Okay. Compound interest is interest on the amount you're saving, as well as interest on the interest that you earn on the amount you're saving. So let's take a
So your interest can earn you interest.
Exactly.
Ooh.
So let's take $100. 5% simply interest is only $5. And if you save for 5 years, you still get only $5 a year. But compounding, you're getting more interest in year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5 because you are earning interest on interest.
So $5 becomes, for example, that's argument's sake, $6.
Exactly.
And then in year 2, you're going to earn interest on the $6 as opposed to the original
Exactly.
5.
Exactly.
And then in year 3, it goes to $8.
Exactly. And the implication behind that is that the earlier you start to save, for example, for your retirement, is the more you will accumulate for your retirement. Time is a cost of delaying your savings for your retirement.
Brilliant. All right. So the next big question is, how much should I be saving or how much should I be contributing towards my retirement fund?
I won't give you an easy answer. It depends, because it depends upon what you anticipate your lifestyle will be. I would say that the minimum is 5%, but that's the minimum.
5% of your income.
5% of your income. But depending upon your lifestyle, you may need to save much more than that for a long period of time. That's 75%, Kalila, that I told you about earlier, which is the maximum pension payout for an occupational pension scheme. That is based on 37 and a half years of working and contributing. What happens to a lot of persons in Jamaica is that, first of all, they don't contribute for 37 and a half years. Mm-hmm. They may contribute for a smaller number of years because sometimes they worked with a company that didn't have a pension plan or they didn't contribute. The other thing is that many persons are getting what are called allowances. You know, in the government,
right,
public sector, they get a lot of allowances. What does that mean? It means that what you're contributing to your pension is based on a fraction of what you are really earning, and that will come back to haunt you when you retire.
So your advice is to, in addition to what your company or the government may offer, is to do a private retirement plan?
Well, there's a little wrinkle there because you cannot be at the same time a contributor in a pension fund through your employer as well as in an individual retirement scheme. Now, the solution to that problem is that when I ask persons, are you planning for your retirement? They say, yes, man, I'm paying my pension. But that is not planning for your retirement, because your retirement is made up of a number of things. It's made up of your pension, but it's also made up of your NIS contribution, but it's also made up of your private savings, because as I indicated to you earlier, your pension is going to be a fraction of your income at retirement. And therefore, you need to make that up from somewhere.
Right. And the reason that you can't contribute to more than one pension fund at the same time is the tax benefit that you get, because there are tax benefits to contributing. Benefits. So tell us, how do I benefit tax-wise?
Okay. So that's another reason why young people should save in a pension scheme or a pension fund. No one likes to pay tax. That's the truth of it. So you can save up to 20% in an approved pension plan or an approved scheme, and that 20% is taken out before the tax is calculated. Before. So that is a huge benefit. So what you're really doing, you're saving for your retirement, and at the same time you're saving for your retirement, you're reducing your current tax burden. Right. So everyone, without exception, should be contributing because they're going to pay less tax. That tax is actually coming back to you.
So you're talking about the PAYE tax, personal income tax. So I can pay less income tax if I contribute. I just put that same money towards a retirement scheme.
Exactly. And the problem is that generally people don't understand the benefit of that tax saving, particularly even professionals like doctors and lawyers. I don't know if you have noticed. A doctor and a lawyer, they tend never to retire. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Because they have never contributed to a pension scheme. So when they reach retirement age, they have to continue working.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. That's so true. I've noticed that with a lot of people indeed. All right. So what is the maximum that you can contribute towards your retirement scheme?
Okay. The maximum you can contribute is 20% of your income. Now, that 20% is split or allocated between what the employer contributes and what you contribute. So if your employer contributes 1%, you can contribute 90. If your employer contributes 10%, then you can only contribute 10% per annum.
Okay, and what
per month or whatever.
All right. So how does it benefit me to increase my contribution to the maximum?
Okay. How it benefits you is in a number of different ways. Generally speaking, when you have money in a pension fund, it is not only for your pension. It is also there if you die early, it is available to your beneficiaries. So it's almost like insurance in that regard. But even if you do not die, if you become disabled, for example, that money is also payable to you and is available to help you with your disability. So it is to your interest to reduce as far as possible the tax you pay and to put money away either for premature death or for your retirement or for your disability.
That makes sense. And when you said die early, you mean before retirement age?
Before retirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So your family still gets that benefit. Right. You mentioned a lot of professionals, doctors and lawyers, for example, who, they've never contributed to a retirement scheme. So what options do you have at JN for people like that who don't have their employer making contributions on their behalf, for example?
Okay. Well, prior to, say, 2000, those persons would have had a challenge because there was no legislation or vehicle which a private person, a self-employed person, could save in. Now you have approved retirement schemes. So those schemes, and JN offers one, it's called the JN Retirement Scheme. That is available to a self-employed person. So you no longer have to work with somebody in order to contribute to a pension scheme. If you're a self-employed tailor, carpet maker, whatever, you can come to JN, you are enrolled in the JN Retirement Scheme, and you can contribute up to 20% pre-tax in that retirement scheme.
On your own, because you are your employer in that case, so you can do the maximum 20%.
Exactly.
Pre-tax, that's the best part. The
Pre-tax.
pre-tax part. So what are the requirements for that?
Age 18 to 64. And of course, the usual KYC information would be needed. But that is a requirement. You simply come to JN Life Insurance, and we will enroll you in that. And of course, there are other benefits as well, because as a member of the JN Retirement Scheme, you are eligible for discounts and other promotional offers from the JN Group.
Nice. So when you say KYC requirements,
yes,
you're talking
so you
about
must have TRN, and you must be able to...
proof of address,
income. Yes, and proof of income. Particularly for self-employed persons, that will be important, because of course, you have anti-money laundering provisions that we have to abide with.
And in terms of age, all you have to do is between the ages of 18 to 64. So that's a very, very broad range.
Very broad.
All right, here's another challenge that some people may have, right? A lot of people put off saving for retirement because they feel like they just don't have the money, right? You're struggling to make ends meet right now. You have bills to pay right now. How do I save towards retirement?
Okay. I advocate the principle of saving at source. The money for savings must come out before you get the opportunity to spend it. If all the money comes to you, you are going to be tempted to spend it. So I recommend what we call deductions at source. So the deduction for your savings, the deduction for your pension must come out before, for example, if you're an employee, it goes into your bank account. If you're a self-employed person, the same principle. They set up a standing order or a pre-authorized payment, and it hits your account, so you don't get the opportunity to determine whether or not you're going to save this month.
Right. So it just goes directly to the pension plan, the retirement scheme that you're investing in. Awesome stuff. Okay, so if I'm in my 20s watching this, what is the best type of retirement plan for me?
Of course, Kalila, that is very easy, the JN Retirement Scheme. But seriously, the investment philosophy is that, particularly when you're young, a lot of your pension savings should go into things like equities and real estate, because they have proved to be the highest returns over extended period of time. In fact, there is a popular formula that says that take your age away from 100, and that percentage or that amount is what should go into equities. So as you get older, less goes into equities because, of course, equities are volatile. And as you get closer to retirement, you need something that will maintain its value so that you have it at retirement. But let's say you are 40, for example. That formula tells you that 60% of the amount that is being invested for your retirement should go into assets like equities and real estate.
Okay, and what should the rest go into?
They can go into a number of things. They could, for example, in the JNRS scheme, we have 4 funds. We have a fixed income fund, we have an equity fund, we have an FX fund, and we have a diversified income fund. So all of the asset classes are available. And again, Kalila, the difference between a pension fund from your employer and an individual retirement scheme is that when you're in an individual retirement scheme, you get the chance to determine how that is allocated, based on advice, of course. But you don't get that opportunity when you're in a occupational pension plan because the employer determines.
Right, the employer decides which scheme they're going to do for the entire company. Now, if I'm watching this and I'm an employer considering getting a pension plan for my staff, what do I do? And what should I ask about?
Okay, that's an excellent point as well, because we are encouraging employers to not set up their own occupational pension plans. Why? Because it's a hassle. They have to do all of this legal, all of this regulatory work, outsource all of that to your friendly JNRS, and we will take care of that for you. Your employees will benefit because A, they have a choice in how the funds are invested, and secondly, and maybe most importantly, that 75% maximum limit I spoke about earlier that relates to a occupational pension plan does not apply to an individual retirement scheme. Everything you invest in an individual retirement scheme is available to you in terms of your retirement.
Perfect, perfect. So people can reach out to you how?
They can reach us through the website, and they can call the JN Life Insurance Company, and we will arrange for someone to come and visit with them. They don't have to come to us. We have our life insurance agents, and our life insurance agents are available to come to an employer or a self-employed person, sit down and go through the paperwork for them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Reid.
My pleasure.
Great information. Well, he's definitely helped us to destroy the myth that retirement planning is for old people. And I know the information that he's provided is going to help us all to see the merits of planning for retirement in our youth. Now, if you need further information about any of the products and services discussed in today's program, please contact the experts at JN Life. Also, visit jnlifeinsurance.com to learn more about how their products and services can help you achieve your goals. Now for our giveaway question. Are you ready? Okay, here it goes. Name 2 advantages of opening a JN retirement scheme, JNRS account in your 20s. Just 2 advantages. Send your answers to jngroupmarketingpromotions@gmail.com. The first person with the correct answer will receive a gift certificate valued at $50. Good luck! Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Join us again, same time, same place, for another episode of JN Talking Wealth. And remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. And also follow JN Life Insurance on all their social media platforms. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Until next time, take care.